Hey there, Math126 fans. Let's talk about problem 2A of my spring 126 exam. This was a find and classify critical point, so we kind of knew that was coming. You had to compute the partial derivatives. A small comment, if you're someone that made a mistake in your partial derivatives, there is a way to check your work to compute the mixed partials. So g of x, y, meaning look at the first one with respect to y and you get negative 2x. And then look at the second one with respect to x, you also get negative 2x. That's a quick check. If they don't match up, you've screwed up. It'd also be good to have the other second derivatives just because we know we're going to have to use those at some point. And g of y, y is 2. Okay, the rest of the problem is about combining, solving, and classifying. So hopefully you've started to build a good routine. I mentioned that always look to factor first because that breaks it up into small pieces. So I think I would take the first equation because it factors nicely into 3x minus 2y equals 0. And I don't know if this is helping, but I really strongly encourage you to do just like I do in class and organize your cases so you're not just kind of randomly putting things together. So what I mean by that is you say one possibility is x is 0, another possibility is 3x minus 2y is 0, which we then usually solve for one of the variables because we know what the next step is we're going to plug this into equation, whichever one we haven't used it, equation 2. The little tree structure is to help you separate your work. So if you plug in x equals 0 to the second equation, you get 2y minus 2 is 0, you get y is 1, and that's one critical point. And that has nothing to do with the second case. In this case, you plug it in and you get negative x squared plus 3x. So people are making various errors here, sort of from lack of organization, I would say. You could, in this case, you could do the quadratic formula. I did see people get stuck here. I kind of feel inclined to like multiply everything by negative 1, but I then see that it factors. And I get two possibilities. And then you can plug that back in here and get the corresponding y. So if that didn't feel nice and organized for you, that's definitely something to review for the final. We have a clear structure and approach, and lots of places we can practice this a little more. But think about how you did it and how you can organize different. The rest of the question is computing. So let me make this a little bigger. Oops, off the screen here. Let's just go. So you then say, all right, when I do 0, 1, and I plug that into all of these things, what do I get? And 0, 1, I think, gives me negative 2, 2, and the mixed partial is 0. So you get d is negative 2, 2, minus 0 squared. It's negative 4, which is less than 0, so it's a saddle. If you do, 2, 3, you get d is, so put in a 2 to this one and a 3. You get 12 minus 6. And you don't have to do it in your head. I'm just doing it for time, and I want to make sure I'm actually showing this on the page. Okay, and then we're plugging this in to the next one. This is a 2, so that's 12 minus the mixed partial, which is negative 4 squared, and it ends up being positive. Wait, that's not positive. It's 12 minus 16. It's also negative 4. So it was a saddle. I was jumping ahead to the last one. So then the last one, 1, 3 halves. You get d is, what do we got? So 6 minus 3, so it's 3, 2 minus negative 2 squared. Oh, so that ends up being a positive. Because these are positive, it's concave up in all directions, so that's a min. Now, to me, as I like to do with these, I want to show you some sort of visual of what you just did. The big thing here is if I wanted to analyze that surface. Here is that surface. Honestly, I find most of the time when I do this, I don't even know where to zoom in, but now I do. From our little solution, I need to include a few different points. I need to include 0, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 3/2. And that's it. So at this point, I would probably zoom in to, I only need to go out to 3. So how about I do negative 4 to 4 in all directions? So oftentimes, even if you have a grapher, the combination of calculus skills with a grapher is helpful. So I just zoomed out to negative 4, negative 4, negative 4 to 4 in all directions. Now I can go examine those. So when x is 0 and y is 1, that's a saddle point. That's one place where the slope is 0 in both directions. What about 2, 3? Let's go there. 2, 3. That's also a point that's a saddle point. You can see it's concave down in one direction, concave up in a different direction. And then the last one was 1, 3/2. That's a minimum. It's a low point right there. So I think I'll stop there and do part B of this question separately, but I hope that's helpful to you.